my dry vagina. Da da ba da ba, ba da ba. Here I go, I'm talking about dry vagina. Dry vagina. Hello, Internet. KBZ here. Okay, yeah, my vagina is dry. So I thought I would talk about it because dry vagina occurs in bodies that are aging, which I have. I'm 51. They also occur within the context of chemotherapy, which is the context my body is in right now. I'm looking at all the things that I brought out for you. So the first thing I would like to show you is my vulva. It's a puppet. And then this is where the vagina is. Right there. Babies come out of that. Penises go in that. Hands go in that. Toys go in that. All kinds of things can go in. This outer part is the vulva. My vagina is dry. And my vagina is dry because of chemotherapy. So, therapy being operative. Some of the things I'm doing for my vaginal health during this. This is a clean hand. I'm checking. I'll do it live right now. So I'm actually touching my vagina with my hand. Smells good. Tastes fine. It's just dry. And yes, I know what I smell and taste like. You may not, and that's okay. So the chemotherapy people suggested I go to Walgreens or something and get KY jelly for lubrication. And I am here to suggest a different path. I mean, certainly if from a resource perspective and accessibility perspective, over-the-counter lube is what you have from your Walgreens or wherever you go. Go for that. I am in favor of silicone-based lube, and I'm actually, oh, here it is. This is the lube I use right now. It's called Uber Lube. It has an umlaut, so it's cool. It's silicone-based, it's cruelty-free, and just a tiny little bit. This is a new bottle. Come on, lube, do your job. Because, you know, Cardi B has a wet-ass pussy right now, but I do not. Okay, well, pretend like that worked. I'll just keep pumping. Oh, here we go. It's slick. And it doesn't have an odor, and it has no flavor. And I like this, oh, and it's silicone-based, so I can use it in my hair, too, if I want. It is nice because it'll lubricate my vagina and be slick. So if I was having sex right now, if I was having intercourse with anybody, I would be using Uber Lube as part of that. And I will tell you, the sexual effects of chemotherapy, and even just this whole like process, right? So the breast is removed, and I know for a lot of people with breasts, it impacts identity, it impacts the erotic experience. So I'm here to say normalize talking about your vagina and your body. The other things I'm doing for my vaginal health, I haven't been using this vibrator much, and I think this is going to move beyond my vagina to my vulva. This is a Lulu. I think this is like 25 bucks, 30 bucks on Amazon. Not very expensive. Silicone. It has a great handle. And this head, it has 8 different speeds. So if I want clitoral stimulation during this process, I have this as an option. It's also small enough that it can be inserted into the vaginal canal, and then I can stimulate my G-spot if I want. Fun fact, G-spot is part of the clitoris. Subject for a different day. To the subject of clitoral stimulation, this was my 50th birthday present to myself last year, And I got it in Pittsburgh colors of black and gold. It's sadly named, it's called a womanizer. Can you see? And that means it's on. You hear that? So this uses suction technology, which it sucks on the hood or the clit or however you want to place it on your body, and it provides a very efficient orgasm. And I will say also, you know, I'm doing an SSRI right now to manage PTSD during the pandemic, and thank goodness I was already on one going into this cancer moment. This technology has me orgasmic where I can tell that my sexual response cycle has been impacted by the SSRI. So talking about my dry vagina, orgasms, good for lubrication. Don't have enough lubrication? Add lubrication. Can you do it without going to the CVS? That would be great. Something else I'm using for my vaginal health, and just like the whole health of my sexual body, is this. Some of you will know this. When people ask me what kind of butt plug to get, I say get an Enjoy. How does that even work, Katie? You ask. Well, I'm not going to show you because this is a family show. So this is inserted into the rectum, and then this flange goes through the anus, and this sits in between your cheeks. These are made for long-term wear, and because it's stainless steel, it can be completely cleaned and sanitized. Dry vagina. I'm not feeling very erotic right now, I have to say. There's a lot happening with my body, but I am committed to and acting on normalizing having one breast, normalizing what this is, and who knows how it's going to be or what's going to come through. I'm just not interested in like waiting for something to happen. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up for vaginal health is, okay, now I've had this for 25 years. I don't use it. I'm just not a fan of the technology, but you might know this as a yoni egg. So these are inserted into the vagina, and then the practitioner, you practice basically doing Kegel exercises and relating to this. The reason I don't like this is it's small for me, and it's also not very long. So also last year, I got something called a Parafit. They're from Canada, the company. This is inserted into the vagina. It has the whole thing doesn't go in. It has a nice handy cord, and it is charged for something like 10,000 hours of use. So you just turn it on, there's a little, there we go, and you can see is the light going still? The light, oh, there it is. Well, it's going to me, it may not be going to you. This has an app with it that works on your smartphone, and you play it like a video game. So it's inserted into the vagina, and then it's a butterfly or something, you know, depending upon which screen, and you use your muscles in the vaginal canal to move the thing across the screen. And what I like about that is it's a visible representation of what is happening internally in the vagina. Is this going to help lubricate my vagina? Maybe, maybe not. That's not my area of expertise. I will say that staying in a direct, empowered, and what's the third word I would use? Direct, empowered, and obvious relationship with my vagina during this is very important to me. Um, I didn't look up numbers. I should have looked up numbers, but the numbers of women who experience sexual side effects from any kind of cancer treatment, but particularly cisgender women and cancer treatment that is centered on any part of our erotic body. So in my case right now, breasts, can mess with a person's sense of self. It can mess with a person's idea of what it means to be attractive. And to have these oncology people hand me a list and tell me to go to CVS and get KY jelly for lubrication without explaining the mechanisms of lubrication. I mean, does it assume that people know what vaginal lubrication is? Because many women I know don't. And I am attaching gender to genitals right now. I know that's not true for everybody who has a vagina. And then, you know, a lot of women who have breast cancer, I'm considered young at 51. So there's also a prevalence, I would just say demographically in general, of older women coming into this moment. And these women may or may not already understand what perimenopause, menopause, and hormonal changes throughout the life cycle can do to a vagina, creating a dry vagina. And so I think it's great to have stuff around to mitigate that and to work with it in a way that doesn't make it wrong. Like, my vagina is fine. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Yes, my vagina is a guy. My vulva is a girl. It's a complex body that I have. But he's doing what he's supposed to do. And because of the impact of chemotherapy, it's messing with my salivary glands. My mouth is already dry, and it's messing with my eyes are getting drier, and my vagina is getting drier as well. And so, the Uber of the lube, silicone-based lube. Silicone-based lube is also safe to use with latex. So if you have silicone in a condom or silicone in a toy, this is good. And yeah, so with the womanizer, I'm able to reach climax. There are absolutely better named tools with this technology out there, this suction technology. And the Parafit is helping me keep my pelvic floor and my vagina, you know, resilient, strong. And also, by the way, this is great for leakage. So if you hear about, you know, as people age, people who have vaginas, I can't speak for penises, might experience leaking, like the poise undergarment things. Keeping the you know, the wall of the vagina, the vaginal canal, and then the perineum, all the pelvic floor, I don't want to say healthy, but you work it. It's a muscle, so you work it like a muscle. And that is what I have to offer for today. 3:14 local time. I'm exhausted. My dry vagina, and I bid you a good day. Bye.